Yeah.
I think they do. Don't they do like a little summary at the beginning of The Witcher 3? Kind of help
Oh.
kid you up to speed a little bit.
Possibly.
I'm trying to remember. Yeah.
It's probably that big, you forget.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, 2 games before it. The
Right.
second game was, the first game was very forgettable.
Yeah.
Second game was pretty good, but it just was rough around the edges. And the third game just was a very polished experience. But I don't think
Yep.
you need to have the back lore of the first 2 games to
No.
be able to get
Mm.
through the third.
Yeah,
Okay.
'cause, see, I didn't. I tried to play the first one on PC, and well, I suck at playing games on PC, so that didn't work.
Yeah.
And I didn't. I had the second one, but like everything else, I started it and never finished it. So I need
Huh?
to do that one day. Is finish it. That is
Finish it.
like the other 400 games I have on my, Xbox.
Yeah.
God.
Okay.
And get to call Verizon and yell at them.
Okay.
Supposedly Disney Plus is part of my package, and so
Yeah.
like they include it, right?
Mhm.
So, yeah, I suppose I could rant on this on the show, but I noticed yesterday I have a charge for Disney Plus on my Google account. I'm like, okay, what's going on?
Yeah, because with ours, because we've got Verizon too, if we are on a certain phone plan, we get Disney Plus and Discovery
and
Plus and all that
Hulu.
for free. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
So Horizon is a telecommunications company in the States, and
Verizon.
Verizon.
yeah,
With a V.
Verizon.
Yes, they're a very large wireless carrier in the U.S.
Oh, are they?
What's your
So, yeah.
largest? What's your largest carrier out there?
Vodafone, I suppose.
I think
Phones?
so.
Vodafone.
Vodafone. Okay.
I'd say Vodafone would be the
I've heard of
biggest in the UK. I think they're.
So imagine Vodafone, but probably twice as big.
I actually think there's maybe some of those companies are actually related. Like Verizon
Yeah,
and
like
Vodafone might be
I
the
could almost see
same one.
Vodafone being
But Vodafone is a massive company worldwide. Throughout Europe and everything as well.
In fact,
Yeah.
let me just
O2 is pretty big though as well in this country, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think they used to be Mercury, didn't they? 1-to-1 and stuff. O2.
Yeah, they've jumped up out a lot, haven't they?
Mm.
Oh, I know what's big news. Duh.
well, here we go. Verizon completes acquisition of Vodafone's
There you go.
45%.
Yeah, I remember something about that.
Yeah, there you go.
This is Kim, John, Kim Jong-un.
Great. Kim's going to test nuclear missiles now.
Well,
Just
why
for-
not?
Yeah.
I'm soon gonna have a lot of time to myself. So what the hell? Yeah.
Well, it was lovely that you didn't do it for a few years there for some reason, and all of a
well.
sudden, you decided to do it again. And why would that
I-
be?
I got bored.
You missed the man, huh?
Yeah, there you go. That's it.
Yeah. I know what my...
I don't know how to word this without making it sound weird, so I'll figure it out.
I know what my favorite toy is.
I'm not putting that on here. We're not talking about that. I feel like I talk too much to you people about certain things, so
Oh, for
not going
fuck's
down
sake,
that road.
Pete! You really are frozen again. You
Yeah.
knob.
he's been that way for the last 15 minutes.
Yep.
Mm,
I have got another camera here actually. Shall I
You
try and
said
put
that
in?
fucking last week. Yes, do so.
Plug it in. Why not? See if it works. It's probably going to crash this whole computer.
Have you got one on you today, you miserable shite?
Which miserable shit are you talking to?
You miserable shite. You?
I'm under pressure here, and you're just fucking around with some fucking dick and custard. Yeah, I'm fucking
You've still got-
disgusted.
You've got nothing to worry about. It's 24 hours until Sunday 9 o'clock. So you've got plenty of time.
We'll get started by then.
Yeah.
We are well on our way.
Ah.
oh boy.
Yeah, I approve.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I'm drinking a soda.
Warning, contains alcohol. Warning, I wouldn't drink it if it didn't.
Right. Right. Hell, it's supposed to be almost 80 here tomorrow. I'm gonna have to break out the shorts.
I am in shorts right now, yeah.
Nice.
I wear shorts in the winter.
Woo! Oh, look at that.
Really was wondering what Robin was going to be shaking at us. Easy, Tiger.
Yeah.
Easy.
Well, never know with Robin.
Yeah, his little pinky sticking out the bottom.
Pete has,
Now Pete is
Pete
webcam
has-
utility.
yes, webcam utility.
The new Pete.
Oh, that's my what do you call it? My DSLR. Right. Okay. Let's have a look.
In the settings of Skype, yeah. Bam.
La, da, 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 da. Fuck's
Perfectly on time.
sake. Just keep. Yeah, we are. We're fucking 24 hours early. You twat, you. Pete's absolutely correct for once in his life.
Best of his marital.
Sorry, we're actually coming soon at the moment. Coming soon.
Are you sure we're not just breathing?
Oh, are we? Okay. Yeah, it does say we're live.
Oh, alright.
Coming soon.
Oh, Dad and them finally got back. That's good.
Oh my god! I've just connected my other camera. It says Windows does not recognise your device, and it's a Microsoft camera. Oh my god!
Is it a Microsoft camera from like 2002?
No, I don't think so.
Lends me to believe myself as yes.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Only about an hour when they thought we were going to be back. We got a hamburger. Remember the butcher calf that we were feeding and that we were going to raise? Well,
God.
we took him to the butcher here at least 3 weeks ago or 2
So
weeks ago.
it's funny you say that.
Yeah.
So we were driving down last night to go to dinner, and there's a large kind of field area that leads to the casino where we were going to have go to the steakhouse,
Mhm.
and they have a ton of cows out there,
Mhm.
and there were a couple of baby calf cows like play fighting with one another, totally
Uh-huh.
adorable.
Yeah.
But Cindy says, this is why I could never actually raise cattle. And like, I could never raise something to then like kill it for food. She's like, because it's
Yeah.
too cute.
Yeah.
Apparently not for your family.
No. Well, I mean, well, yeah, I know. People are like, you name it. I'm like, yeah. And they're like, you have no problem with killing it and then eating it later?
Yeah. Tonight we're having George Burger.
right.
Oh,
No.
sorry. I've just had a lovely message from a customer just there. That they opened. We fitted out a new ice cream parlor for them yesterday, and they opened last night, and they're sold out of ice cream, and they're
That's
Okay.
good.
she's over the moon. Oh,
Awesome.
But more importantly, podcast.
But anyway, long story short is
waiting for
hamburger, our butcher calf is now back.
Where's the
from
Wankstein?
butcher. So, yeah, we still have webcam
He's
utility.
fucked his camera up big time. I don't think he's coming out of this alive.
Probably not.
What are you drinking there, Robin? It looks like pink lemonade.
Yeah,
Nothing.
it's pink lemonade.
That's what I'm going with.
It's rhubarb and raspberry gin.
Oh,
Interesting. Things I can't drink even over just ice. Well, plain gin for sure.
This
It's
is
like
go-
gasoline.
lovely.
Yeah. Okay.
I know. I was put off gin for many moons because I drank a whole bottle one night by myself
dear.
That was me and tequila back in the day.
in a hotel
Me and Fireball.
in a hotel room, and got very, very sick.
At least with Fireball, when you get sick, you have nice breath.
Yeah, and true. I never actually got sick, but I drank like a fifth of Fireball one night gaming, and yeah,
Pay the price.
yeah, a little bit.
Pete.
I mean, like I said, I wasn't hungover or anything the next day, but I'm
Pete.
kind of leery about Fireball now.
Pete,
Pete.
Wow.
hurry up! What's
Are you-
going on? We're lit. Ready to go?
Still got 23 hours and how long?
No, no.
Hurry up, Pete. We're all counting on you, which is probably our
Shit,
problem.
I don't know what the fuck's going on with this camera.
Well, plug in your old camera. At least we see the frozen picture of you.
Instead of
Here we go. Yes!
Yes, you're working.
Nice.
utility. Oh
If it
my
freezes
god,
it-
it's Pete, and he's moving.
If it freezes again, it's your fucking shit connection, Robin.
It's not my call.
You'll cut some fucking string.
At least I've got messed up hamsters.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all are listening to the Overseas Connection podcast.
Shut up and sit down.
Here we go!
Would you kindly? I think we're just getting started. Back! I'm a witcher.
I think this is more than you can handle.
Sits on his ass all day.
Let's do this.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to episode 625 of your Overseas Connection podcast. It is April 3rd, 2021. And no, this is not an April Fool's joke. We are broadcasting on a Saturday, mostly because nobody wanted to podcast on Sunday. We wanted to have our Easter egg hunt uninterrupted. We wanted to be able to enjoy time with the family and really nurse our hangovers. So
Indeed.
that's why we're podcasting today. And eat, yes. There will be eating for sure. Hey, we normally broadcast on Sundays, 9 p.m. in the UK, 1 p.m. in the West Coast, 4 p.m. in the East Coast, 3 p.m. out with Kim in the Central Time Zone. But today, as I mentioned, it's a special time. Almost a holy time, but not quite. But yeah, we're Saturday podcast. We're not going to make it a habit, but we're doing it, just for the occasional time. Look, if you are listening to this, congratulations. If you are trying to watch this in the future, we are on twitch.tv OC Podcast. Just look us up that way. We're also on YouTube, OC Podcast on YouTube, pretty much OC Podcast and anything that counts except for Mixer because that doesn't count anymore. Sad face. All right. My name, Greg DeLacy. Murphy's Law is my gamer tag. OC_Murphy's Law on Twitter. And joining us today, I'm going to start with a blast from the past. Robin Tate.
Evening all. Evening. I hope your eggs are unfertilized. How you doing? Bongo the Scene here in Northern Ireland. Good to be back on the show. Bum, 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 bum.
Or fertilized if they're, that's what they want to do, Robin. We shouldn't be discriminatory. Come on.
You trying to say that I can have my eggs fertilized?
I would fertilize your eggs.
Oh, you are a beautiful and stunning person.
Also on the podcast today, donning a Witcher-esque shirt. We won't ask you to stand up and show off
Thank God.
Yeah. But Kim Woods on the show.
Howdy, everyone. It's actually like 70-something degrees here today, so my windows are open, so if it's traffic noise, I'm sorry. But, yeah.
It's okay.
So,
You're forgiven.
happy to be here. So
Excellent. And finally, last but not least, the ginger wash, because that's all I see is just like pinkish hue coming from Chin.
Hello. It's
Moto.
legit today here. I am here not to fertilise your eggs because I am what's known in the UK as a japper. I've had my snip, so there is no way I'm going to be fertilising anybody's eggs.
That's
So
your
there we go.
license to go
That's
and,
when you catch you out. That's exactly when it happens.
Yeah.
Yep. Hey,
Pete, I cannot help but notice.
You're moving?
You have what looks like I'll just call it like a very soft-looking salmon sweatshirt,
Yeah.
maybe jumper.
Yeah. Clashes with your beard.
It does clash a little bit with the beard, but it matches your skin.
Yeah. You look like penis skin all over now.
Right.
You look so like gossamer smooth. I could rub that jumper and it would feel like the perfect skin on a penis. As you would
So
anyway.
have you got a hairy end then with a beard? Wow.
You don't want the hairy end.
I think you're giving too much away.
Yeah.
Robin,
On that note, we've lost
We
him
got her
completely.
already.
Yes.
Robin's got a bellend like Cousin It.
Yeah. I think, Pete, the thing is, it stands out a lot to me on camera because you've blurred your background. So it just, I mean, it's yeah. That's okay, though.
All right, can everybody get over there? I'm wearing a pink top.
No, not really. But we'll push forward anyway. I'll mention it at least 3 more times during the podcast, I promise.
It's my favourite colour. So
I did not know this. Okay,
Yeah.
pink.
There you
Okay. Embrace the pink. All right. We are going to move on. Because we're doing this on April 3rd, really, there's one birthday we should celebrate, and it's one we already called out from last week, but we literally are podcasting on Brian Hamilton's birthday.
Yay!
Rain God Zippo, happy birthday. You get a double shout out just because we actually are podcasting on your birthday. So let's play a little song just for the hell of it, Robin. Come on.
Okay.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Insert name here. Happy birthday to you.
Gentleman was not recognized.
Lovely. All right. Well, look, if you are not familiar with how this show works, we're a video game podcast, but we talk about life too, and that's what we're going to do now. We're going to talk a little story time, talk about what's been going on with everybody's lives this past week, all of the comings and goings, if you will, of our non-gaming side of things, and then we'll dive into games. So, that said, looking thrilled to have this conversation, we start off with the one, the only, the pink, Pete Chen.
Hooray, it's story time. Hooray, it's story time. I'm so glad to be with you today.
Well, it is nice that somebody's concentrating on when to put in the chimes and stuff. Greg?
Hey, that was timed out perfectly, you
Yeah.
numpty.
Right. Well, I'm sure you should have just asked me to talk now, but I will. Right. I've had some early nights this week. I've been going to bed really early. Like, the earliest I went to bed this week, one night, was 8 o'clock, and I don't normally do early nights, but I don't know what it is. I've been feeling tired.
How old are you now
I was
again?
gonna say you're getting old.
50
I'm
what?
I'm
72?
41.
41. Oh my God. Okay. All right.
So I don't know what it is, but I've enjoyed all of that sleep. It's been good.
I have an idea what it might be based on notes that I see, but I could be wrong. Continue on, please. Has nothing to do with pink, by the way.
Okay. I've just been watching TV, I suppose, with my spare time this week. I've not really had much spare time, but I've caught up with the latest episode of The Only Way is Essex, which you won't want to know about. I've also watched the film last night, right? And please, for the love of God, right? And I know people have already been following my TV viewings and watched Married at First Sight in Australia, but for the love of God, please watch this film. It's called Run. It's called Run, and it's on Netflix. Oh my God!
Does it have submarines in it?
I'm afraid it doesn't.
That's all right.
Sorry, but it's a psychological thriller, and it's got someone from American Horror Story. What's her name? Let me just look. Sarah Paulson. So she's one of the main acts in the film. The film starts with her giving birth to her daughter, and she is seriously ill. She's got a lot of complications at birth. And it later unfolds. It says 16 years later. I'm not really giving anything away here. 16 years later, this is pretty much at the start of the film. It shows the two of them then living at home. She's a wheelchair user. She's pretty much independent, and it just shows their life together. And there's a real there's a real disturbing thing that unfolds, and it gets worse and worse and worse. And there's a wicked twist at the end. It's just brilliant. You've got to watch that film. It's so good.
For the record, this was why I thought you were tired. I thought you were running.
Yeah,
And
so did I. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
No.
I figured that would be the
You're watching somebody running. Yeah. Okay.
What I am excited about though is swimming starts next week, and I can book my sessions from Tuesday. You have to book them 7 days in advance. So on Tuesday, I can book my first swimming session. So that's when I'm going to start exercising again. So last night, after watching Run, I was a little bit tired and time was getting on, but we switched on Seaspiracy shortly after Run, which is also on Netflix.
Are there submarines in it?
I don't think so. There's a lot of other things. So closest thing I think you can get to a submarine, apart from that film Run, Robin. So I'm meeting you halfway. So
are you though? Are you really?
Halfway, take me to the borderline.
So Seaspiracy is about the illegal catching of or killing of fish, or dolphins and sharks, and the killing of dolphins when they aim to catch tuna, and they've got brands that have been
caught
labeled.
up in the nets, that kind of thing.
Yeah, they've been. There's some brands that are selling tuna dolphin safe, and it shows you where they were caught from and all of the different methods of their catching. And oh my life, do you know what? It really. I don't want to eat tuna no more after watching that. And
do you think it affects the taste, or does it just taste the same?
The poor.
Get into the can. Get into my can. Mayo.
Sharks.
Mix you with some pasta.
Wait a minute. The poor sharks.
No, but
You haven't played that game.
But they're just dunked back in the water alive, just to drown. It's just horrendous. It's awful. So that was all going on in China, I believe.
Where? Sorry. How did you pronounce that?
China.
That's better. Thank you.
So, it's.
We just get back to all the problems of the world come full circle back to China.
It was a real sad watch, to be honest. I didn't get to watch it all because I was dropping off in the end, and I ended up going to bed. I think it was about 10:30. So,
Pete, you've seen The Lion King, haven't you?
Yeah.
So you know the bit where like Daddy Lion, before he dies, before he goes up into the stars, has the chat with the son about the circle of life. Well, the nice thing about the dead, dying shark, although it died in a horrible way, is it will float down like this, like sideways, a bit at a time, and then all the little creatures and fish and plankton, they'll eat that. And then something else will eat them, and something else will eat them, and another big shark will grow up and eat the fisherman, and then another fisherman will catch the same shark, and then it'll get died, and then it'll all happen again. It's the great circle of life.
The shark will get really big, and it'll go after swimmers at a resort island
called Meg Ryan.
The sheriff will have to come out and kill the shark.
Yeah.
And then its sibling shark will come and take revenge.
Yeah.
It's a circle of life.
See? Don't focus on the negative.
And then natural disasters occur, like Sharknadoes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I do see. I'm there. I really cried at that scene of The Lion King, but it's I don't know. It's a bit of a sad watch, that Seaspiracy, and it's not nice. But there we go. Run was the best thing I've watched this week, though. Besides Towie. And that was brilliant. So it's gone really quick this week, as I know it's only 6 days since we last podcasted, but it has really flown. And I've been busy at work with just doing all compliance stuff. So it's all boring bits and bobs. But it's there we go. That's me.
Okay. I think. I'm torn here, but I'm gonna go with Robin first. Robin, let's talk about. There's numerous things on here we can talk about, but I would like you to just take it away.
I'm amazed that no one has commented on the Durex Gossamer packet that's on Pete's head at the moment. But apart from that, that's okay. Anyway, Pete.
I've not even seen that. Do you know what? You're crazy. You are.
Do you know what? Pete's absolutely right. It's been an absolutely crazy week. It's funny. My new MD started on April Fools and made a mess. Yeah. Anyway, that's another story altogether. But you look, if work-wise, if I had 20 more lorries, it wouldn't have been enough. It was just crazy. Looking back, not even to last year, I go back to the year before, and our first quarter is smashed. You know, even now, even in this pandemic, you know, forget last year. Year before last, we had a fantastic year. We beat it again. It's just nutty. Absolutely exhausted. Now, just before on air, I got a lovely message from a client to say they opened yesterday. They've ran out of stuff. They're fantastic. They're so happy, over the moon, and that's lovely to hear that. So it's been a crazy, crazy busy week. Right, I guess I got my second jab. I am now fully virus perfect.
You've been fully jabbed.
Yeah, and hopefully clot free. Yeah, I had a sore arm again. That was a bit. That's the only thing that I had, a sore arm. I was getting to the print shop, getting some large-scale plans printed. And I went and I don't have it with me now, but my little inoculation card. I said, guys, you just laminate that while you're here. So they laminated my little card, so I'm double-dunded. But there's a crazy thing now is, you know, when I go into a shop, do I need... Yeah, I know I have to wear a mask because it's correct and all, but I'm fully inoculated now, so why am I wearing a mask?
They don't know that, Robin.
Yeah.
So the solution to that is
swastika on my
forehead.
forehead.
On a jacket with a gold star.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just, or maybe a tattoo.
A condom on your head would be better.
I'll take the look from yourself, sir. So I'm inoculated. We all are now. The family is done. So yeah, that's good, I suppose. Okay, so
okay, real quickly. I'm gonna make us go a little political here, but I mean, it's been one of those funny things. So over here, we had the CDC director about a week ago telling us that, you know, once you were, you know, inoculated with the vaccine, you could travel, you could, you know, really, you know, carry on normal. Within 10 days, it's completely been reversed.
Oh, it's the end of the world.
Now saying you can't travel, you could still be spreading the virus, and it's just, yeah.
I give up.
I know, I'm right there with you.
Like Northern Ireland. Northern Ireland, okay, we're only on 1.8 million people, little country up here, this bit. And I think this week we've had 2 deaths. You know, really? Seriously? I mean, I know it's really, really sad and horrible. There's 17 people in intensive care right now. That's horrible. Really is horrible. But at the same time, I mean, there's so many other things. I mean, you know, I'm sure
it certainly, you know, and we're not trying to dismiss the virus because it has actually hit home close to our podcast family.
This week,
and so yeah, we definitely understand the severity of it. I think my biggest challenge with what's going on is the back and forth miscommunication that happens with it. And it drives me nuts.
And the double standards. I mean, my clients haven't had a day off in a year and a half. They've been flat out. They've been really, really busy, and they're selling groceries and all manner of things. And yesterday, I went to pick up a big thing Judith had ordered from a place called The Range. Do you have that, Pete? I don't know, The Range. Yeah. So a big swing seat that Judith had ordered for outside. And I went into that, and you thought it was Christmas Eve. The car park was packed to the hill because they sell non-essential items, but they also sell a little bit of food. So their shop can open. Yeah. But if I wanted to go and buy party balloons and birthday cards from a specialist shop like that, they're not allowed to open. They're not allowed. They're not allowed to do click and collect either.
We in California, we just literally had, like, statewide. Now, mind you, where I live, it's been a little easier, but statewide, they finally opened up outdoor dining. But this entire time, air travel's been happening. Planes have not. They actually stopped the social distancing. They've been packed to the gills. And it's like, how is that any better than a restaurant? And their, you know, their claim is because, well, they make people get a mandatory a vaccine test or not vaccine test, but the Wu flu test right before they travel. But that's not for everything.
Crazy.
So. Yeah,
I'm
anyway.
sorry. Yeah,
Okay. Enough of that.
that's
Sorry.
what it is.
I
well,
derailed
look,
everything.
over in the UK, over the next week or two, things are going to start to open up a little bit. Unfortunately, over the last few days, twats in England. Can we agree with that, Pete? Twats in England.
Definitely. Yeah.
You know,
Young people having fun.
Yes. Well, yeah, young, yeah, and a bit of peaceful rioting going on as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, peaceful rioting.
Yeah.
Nothing to see
Mostly
here.
peaceful.
Mostly peaceful. Yeah,
Mostly peaceful.
and young folk partying as well.
I think that was in Wales, wasn't it? Actually, the party.
Oh yeah. Anyway, that's that. So that was that. So
Enough of that.
So I got that done. Do you know what? I do my VR exercise every day. So the 30, 40 minutes, 45 minutes, and this morning I think I really went at it hard yesterday, and I think I twinged my back. Now I had people here. We had friends over last night.
Uh-oh.
I had several of these and several of something else and some cheese, and we had Chinese food, and so before that I had done my exercise, but this morning I got up and I got a real pinch in my back, my lower back, so my right hand side back about 3/4 of the way down in the middle of my ribs, and I started. And I could manage 10 minutes, and it was pathetic. I couldn't punch anything stretching my back here, so I've had to stop. And it's still twitching at me today, so I don't know if I pulled a thing. That's kind of odd.
Has Judith healed up from her back injury?
She's not 100% yet. No, she absolutely not.
No?
But she's I'd say she's running at about 70% now. So
I think that's a conversation you have to have with her. Say, you know what, Judith, look, you're 70% there. I'm now out of commission. Take over.
I chewed the bollocks of her. I chewed the bollocks of her today and yesterday for picking up Jasmine, for lifting like a mud kitchen, little for the kids. Yeah, one of those little wooden mud kitchen things with for fuck's sake, Judith. I spent 3 weeks doing absolutely fucking everything in this house. Excuse my language, people. And your back isn't right. Please don't abuse it anymore. You can't. You have to. Another month or so. Just be gentle. Anyway, speaking of the little lady, I had to take her to the clinic this week to get her X-rayed again, and she got the big plaster put off and a new one put on. But it's pink, and she's very happy about her pink hard plaster now. So that stays on for another 2 weeks, so it's healing well. So yeah, she's good. Yeah. So okay. Yes. Speaking of my VR, this morning where I started playing, I thought it's a lovely morning here. It was nice. That's why I'm in the shorts. My legs are out.
Right.
I thought, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go outside and do it outside. Now, something that seems to be really weird about that, going into the real world to play VR outside. Anyway, I was in the bandstand and I have a new heater in there. Didn't have the heater on, but a new Wi-Fi booster out there, and we're getting outside already again, and it wouldn't recognize. It was weird. It wouldn't, and in the bandstand it wouldn't quite work. So I went and stood actually outside, and I don't know, maybe the real world was too much for it, but it wouldn't recognize my hands movements.
Interesting.
So I had to go back inside and exercise for my short time. Anyway, and the last thing I sort of mentioned there was last week I had Jack Daniels with apple.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And after the show, I realized that I had drank just over half a bottle.
Mm-hmm.
And I
It
realized
sneaks up on you, doesn't it?
it did. Yes, it did the next morning. So, oof, it's very drinkable.
Oof.
Oh, very drinkable. Yeah, so ahead, I'm off for a couple of days now. Looking forward to that. That's really good. I was off on Friday, but it worked all day because I was so busy. But yes, I am off Monday and Tuesday, and looking forward to it. So, plooting about the house. The hot tub came out today. Last year, I had a few bit of work to do to it. The water is in it, and of course now my big pump system. There's a leak from the bottom. I think a seal is gone, so I'll tackle that tomorrow. I think there are little rubber seals in it, and I think they go after a while. So I'll have to try and work that out tomorrow. But I was looking forward to getting into the hot tub.
I love having a hot tub. They are a lot of work. You don't realize how much work they are until you actually have it, and then suddenly, at least for me, I was kind of like, much do I really enjoy having a hot tub?
So we don't have the big permanent one. We have the blow up jobbies, right? And we keep it in the store behind me here in the winter time. But what we tend to do is it'll be out now. It'll be out for a few weeks, and then we get bored with it, and then I'll drain it, and then I'll put it away, and then through the summer again we'll bring it out for another couple of weeks. Because yes, every day it doesn't need that much work, but every day you have to test the pH levels, and you have to, check it's not bad, and the pump itself just doesn't run constantly, and you have to change the filter every couple of days.
You're better man than me. Every day checking that? Not on my watch.
Yeah, every couple of days, and then every 2 weeks, and that thing, changing the water completely. But if there's little scummy kids in it, they'll dirty it faster and stuff like that there. So, yeah. So it does take a bit.
You need to make sure it's clean so you and Judith can dirty it up.
Yeah, no, that's not going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
No. That's not going to happen. Yeah. Anyway, that's that. Yeah, but that's that. So I'll hopefully get that sorted tomorrow, because I don't want to have to go and buy a pump. I really don't.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, so yeah, it's been a busy week, and there's some stuff there. Very, very busy. But nice to be off, isn't it? Nice to be off.
It is. I had Friday off as well, Robin, and unfortunately, very much like you, it was off in quotation marks, and I spent most of that day working.
Oh, I will say, yeah. So the ice cream parlor that I said, it was one of two.
Yes.
One of two that we fitted out this week, or I fitted out. We did some other ones, but I was at the site. Now this is a little country village that this was in, the second one, and it was roughly the afternoon. There was some issues with the installation, and my fitting team were there, and I had to make some calls and decisions. Anyway, another client of mine who'd done a massive big job towards the end of last year was trying to do his VAT or tax returns, and he couldn't find his invoices. And his invoices were sent him in December. We sent them in digital format day before yesterday, and I'm standing outside this shop. It was my day off. I had no laptop with me. I had just the phone with me. And he started giving me what for. He says, I have these. I can't understand them. I need to get these in by 2 o'clock today, or I'm going to miss this deadline, blah, blah, blah. I says, I am standing in the middle of a country street on my day off with my phone in my hand. I'm telling you, I can't get to a computer for at least 2 hours. I can't help you. What do you mean? What do you mean 2 hours? I need it now. I said, look, for God's sake, you had this stuff in December and you're sorting it now. People are just unbelievable. Unbelievable.
This is true. This is very true.
Anyway.
Well, speaking of unbelievable,
there she
Kim
is.
Woods.
Oh goodness. We have. Oh yeah. Ooh,
Well,
wow.
I don't know about that.
Wow.
Anyway, I have big news.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
I do. I know.
Congratulations.
Right? Of course, my brother and my sister-in-law are expecting a baby in August.
Oh.
I now know what it is.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you're expecting a baby.
Fuck that, Robin. Drinking again?
Ah, yes.
God, no. No.
I thought for sure this was animal related. For the record, I really thought this was going to be like I'm buying a new cat. I found a dog somewhere. I stole my neighbor's chicken.
Oh wow!
And just like that, oh, somebody's dropping beers for Kim. Oh
wow!
Look
Thanks,
at that.
Dad.
She is loved. She is loved by her.
My brother does love me after all. By the way, he's the one having the new baby. Well, he's not having the baby. His wife is, of course. But no, I'm having another nephew.
Okay.
I won't be corrupting a little girl, but I will have another little boy to corrupt. So it's not so bad.
Congratulations.
Yep.
Right. By the way, did you text your brother saying "bring me a beer," or did he just do that out of the nicety
No,
of?
he did. He did that out of the nicest, nicety of his heart.
He's a
So,
dude.
see, they do love me.
They do
go
love you.
figure.
Well.
So no, I'll have another little nephew. I'll be surrounded by little boys. God help me. So there was that. So that was good news.
You like it? You come to us every
yeah.
week. Yeah.
Yeah, so, expect him to also make appearances on the podcast, although I'm not sure Colton's been on here very often. But we all know Anthony has. So, yeah. So there was that. I also had to work Friday, even though it was supposed to be my day off. I wonder how that works.
Bloody kids.
Right?
I tell you.
Exactly. But speaking of Friday, I got to watch Godzilla vs. Kong, which I highly recommend if you like monster movies. I thought it was really, really good. I was definitely Team Godzilla.
Okay.
So, yeah, if you haven't watched it yet, and it's on HBO Max, so if you've got HBO Max, it's free. So, I can't beat that. Speaking of movies, I also watched Justice League, the Snyder Cut this week. I watched it on Monday.
Yes.
Oh my god. Although I have to preface that saying I don't know for sure if I actually watched the original one for sure, but I don't care. This one was by far better, I would think.
Yeah.
I mean, I liked it. Even at 4 hours, you know, I thought it was very good. So I recommend that because I don't know how long, if it's going to be like the others where they run them for a month and then they take it off. So
I think that is the case. I think they did say it was only going to be on there for a month. It's incredible how different it seems.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few, like, as you're watching the movie, if you've seen the first one,
mm-hmm.
you'll pick up on, oh, I remember this part. But
Mm-hmm.
there's so much additional stuff added to it, even within those moments that you remember, that you start to be like, it feels new.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like I was watching a movie I'd seen before. So it was.
And like
what's
I said,
wrong,
4
Robin?
hours. It didn't seem, for me, it really didn't seem like for 4 hours that it dragged along. Because you know, some of those you can watch and they're like 4 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours long, and you kind of spots where it kind of drags. I didn't really have that with this one. No.
It is a surprisingly well-paced 4-hour movie-a-thon, which.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that stopped me from watching it all the way through 4 hours straight was I actually stopped to make food, and I went to the bathroom a couple times.
Yeah.
Other than that, I never felt like, oh my god, this is dragging on. I want it to end. It was really good, and I really liked that last little extra bit they add in, kind of like as an epilogue.
Yeah, like
really
a foreshadowing thing of maybe
what
was to come.
Makes me want.
Yeah, I know. Now I'm sitting there thinking to myself, are they going to make any more of these? Because I could totally get behind that. So,
and I hope so. I hope they do.
Same here. Me too. It was really, and I mean, I'm usually a big Marvel fan, and I like Batman and Superman and all that, but usually their movies are a little, But this was really good. I mean, it ranked right up there. I was impressed, obviously. So, yeah, I liked it. Like I said, it went by so good for me because they broke it up into parts. You started out and hit part 1. And I kid you not, I looked up the next time from watching it, and it's like part 3, and I'm like, whoa. I didn't even notice it went, like I said, there was no drag in it anywhere, so that was nice. So, yeah. No, that's pretty much been it for me this week. It's been kind of, usual, I guess. So, weather's been nice. I got to watch some movies. I know what my, next family member's going to be. It's all good. And I have beer.
Beer.
And you have beer.
And I have beer. So.
And you have beer.
Yeah.
Robin, by the way, you had a moment that seemed like something was up.
Oh, God.
What's going on, Robin?
Yeah, we're not live and we're not recording, and we'll start it all again. No, I'm only joking. No, I was looking at my emails and I realized it was a live screen that was up, and anyway, all your passwords have been shown.
Oh,
yeah.
well.
Fantastic. Okay, great. Thanks. By the way,
I was trying to get rid of the Durex on Pete's screen. That's what I was trying to do. So.
Oh, that reminded me. I forgot. Newman?
Big Smooth, by the way, in the chat is saying that there's a lot of slow-mo in the movie. That's there just so he can understand what's going on. If it goes too fast, he struggles with that. So.
So, we have Scorpion here, and or what do we call this?
This is not the typical calendar. Scorpion.
No, that was the mall cosplay that did the Witcher calendars. I finally got that. It took like 2 months for it to get here from Germany. So, and for this month we have Mick and Apollo. So I'm not sure which one is which. So you make the call on.
Does he have lipstick on his tits?
He seems to, yes. I didn't do it. It wasn't me. So I don't know.
If that's a legitimate tattoo,
I'm assuming.
Just straight up.
Well, you know, I can't say for April. I'm real impressed with whether that's Mick or Apollo. I do like the little fuzzy gray kitten though, so there is that. But other than that, you know.
And then there's a cat on top of his shoulder.
Frack.
Oh yeah. Yes, I'm assuming that's Apollo, but it could be Mick. I don't. Like I said, you make the call. So anyway, that's me. I'm done. I promise.
Huh. Okay.
Follow that.
Okay. I guess that just leaves me. So, real quick, continuing to watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
And
Very much enjoying that Disney Plus. It's good. It's good.
Good.
It's what you want out of your Marvel superhero type movies. Also, just to throw Pete completely under the bus, he's never seen The Punisher. Jesus Christ, Pete. Please turn your man card in at this point. My God. Pink, and you've never seen The Punisher.
It's all right.
God, you look yourself in the mirror, man.
not to mention what he does watch on TV. I mean,
Thing
come
is-
on now.
The thing is, though, if we did all watch the same thing, it would be a boring podcast. Just
is true.
saying.
I know,
This is
I know,
true.
I know.
And we couldn't pick on Pete about what he does watch. So.
This is it. This is why you had me on the show, to pick on me and just to pick out my alternate viewing and my ginger hair. So
Well, now you understand. We couldn't pick on your brother. And that's why we kicked him off the show, and we knew we could give you a hard time out of the get-go because of the ginger thing. Just saying. I love you, Pete. I do. I give you a hard time because I love you. So here's a fun fact. I have been a long time Walking Dead sufferer, and I say sufferer in that I'm kind of at that point where I'm ready for the show to end.
yeah.
It's in its final season coming up. They're pulling the plug on it finally. But dear God, this last week's episode was the worst, most boring episode I have ever seen. Not just out of The Walking Dead, but I think any TV show.
Oh, God.
It was all about the relationship between Daryl and Carol, and I could not have given a. I don't know what I could have given less.
Oh, have they
It was
finally got
horrible.
together then? Have they finally got together?
No.
Oh.
No, but they act like an old broken up couple right now. They're all butthurt, and this was just all about their relationship and the problems that they're having, and they're not being able to confront. And I was just like, I don't fucking care. This is just horrible. It's horrible. Please make it stop, Mommy. Make the pain go away. Make it stop hurting. So yeah.
Stare at the flowers, or you know.
Oh yes. Let me stare at the flowers and just put me out of my misery. My God. But this next episode, which is leading into the season finale, is all about Negan. I'm excited for that.
He's still alive.
He is still alive
Yes.
at this point. And this is his backstory episode. So I'm kind of curious to see this one. So anyway. All right. Enough of that. Let's move on. Shall we?
Shall we?
I don't know. You want to move on? Oh.
Shall we play a game?
I want to play a game.
You are one pathetic loser.
By the way, Big Smooth also pointed out that Pete doesn't have time to watch The Punisher because he plays so much chess. But I don't think you played chess this past week, Pete.
See, that's another reason why his man card has been revoked.
What? Oh, dear God.
All right. By the way, real quickly, I know we have Big Smooth in the chat. I don't know if anybody else is in there. I thought maybe we should do it.
Rain God Zippo was in there. Our birthday
Birthday
boy.
boy.
Yeah. There you go.
So
72. By the way, again, Brian, happy birthday. I just want to.
indeed.
Hey, Kim.
Yes.
We pay a lot of money on subscriptions to get free games.
And I haven't updated that for this podcast, so
Oh,
yeah, I know I'm slacking.
You had-
I'm sorry.
one fucking job.
I know. That's it. I'm fired. I'm done. All right.
I think if I go into our WhatsApp chat, I think we actually
You probably
have.
well, sure, you probably could. Let me look real quick.
I will
Hold
have
on.
you do that while we talk to Pete about what he played.
So, I've
Come on,
played a
Pete.
bit of chess. I don't know what to say. I've been playing chess. I've still been doing my daily puzzles, so I'm still plucking away at those, and my XP's like slowly creeping up now. I'm over the 1,250 mark, I think now, which is a pretty decent score for the puzzles, and they're getting tougher. But I can only play 5 a day because I haven't bought the premium subscription yet, which, do you know what? I think I'm a little bit tempted to buy. So yeah, I think I might take the plunge, and then stop the Amazon Prime subscription and piss everyone else off in the house because we don't get free delivery then. But you know, I don't order on Amazon every day, but I play chess every day, so that's
wouldn't work it wouldn't work in our house.
No, probably not. No. I've heard about your Amazon orders. No, so I've been playing chess every day, and my 1 minute bullet chess, my XP's gone up now. I'm nearly at 500, so I'm doing well at that. I played a bit of Rec Room today with my son. Apart from that, I've not played a fat lot else. I'm really sorry. I'll just turn up and just get abused.
Pete, one thing.
What?
I put the Polish dancing cow YouTube video on in the car the other day, and I couldn't switch it off for about like an hour driving, just over and over. And Jasmine was in the car. We were on our way to the hospital, and she could see it on my phone on the dash, and she was just watching the cow going like, you know, back and forth. This thing going on. Yeah, it is. Thank you, you bastard.
I told you, it sticks in your head.
Pete, I'm about to say something that's going to make you probably smile and be a happy man.
Oh.
So
have you got a chess account? Have you got a chess account?
No, I certainly do not. But Big Smooth in the chat is talking about bullet chess and how they changed the color on the pieces this week. That lends me to think he's playing bullet chess as well, which lends me to think you are infecting people.
I haven't noticed the colour change on the pieces.
Yeah, you're colourblind. Look, chess is fucking racist because white moves first. So, like, you know, it's going to get cancelled.
Oh, and there we go. Banned off YouTube. All right. Kim, did we track down what games we are paying for that are free?
As a matter of fact, yes, we have.
Oh, well.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
let's talk about that.
All right, your games with gold for the month of April are, which, you know, this is a lot funny because I always say, you know, I buy a game and then it ends up on Game Pass and games with gold. Well, guess what? I bought Vikings, Wolves of Midgard here about 2 months ago. Guess what's on Game Pass this month? Yes, Vikings, Wolves of Midgard is free from April 1st to April 30th, which I can say is it's actually very good so far. Truck Racing, which is available April 16th through May 15th. Your 360 backwards compatible games are Dark Void, which is available now through the 15th,
Ooh.
and Hardcore Uprising, which is available April 16th through April 30th. And those are your games with gold for the month.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
I
love
there
that
was like,
my colours haven't changed.
Oh God, we're still talking about that.
I know, exactly.
All right, your PlayStation Plus games for the month of April are Oddworld Soulstorm for the PlayStation 5. For your PlayStation 4, we have Days Gone and Zombie Army 4. Dead War 4. But it's Zombie Army 4. So that's your PlayStation Plus games. And I don't know about the rest of them yet, but I'll have them updated by next show. So
awesome. Thank you for that, Kim. We are, after all, podcasting a day early. We put the show together kind of quickly.
And I was busy today with stuff, so it
happens.
All right.
It happens. But we got the bulk of it out of the way. And that's good. PlayStation Plus, though, it's a pretty good month for PlayStation
it
Plus.
It is. Better than the Xbox. I mean, what?
I'm convinced, though, Microsoft is very much trying to get away from games with gold.
I kind of wonder that, too.
They're very much all about Game Pass and games with gold. If they can find an easy way out of this, they will take it. I just don't know what that's going to be. Okay. So we had Pete talk about his exhilarating life of chess.
Yeah.
From one boring conversation to another. Robin, let's talk about FitXR.
I'm not going to talk about it. It's the thing I do every day. It is.
I'm giving you a hard time.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I'm sorry. It's fucking time. All right. Look, I tell you what. I've been playing cutting edge games this week. Okay, absolutely cutting edge, in a brand new console. I am the king of consoles. Okay, Yeah, I've been playing 60 games this week. I couldn't list them all. I'm only allowed to list 3, but I'm going to talk about one. And this, my friends, is the Atari Retro Console.
Oh boy.
And it has 60 of the worst fucking games that you have ever seen or played. It reminds you of how bad gaming was back in the 80s. It really
We
is.
still loved it.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a lovely little device arrived. It's on sale in Zavi, we're not sponsored, for about 22 quid. It has 60 old classic Atari games, from Adventure to Pac-Man to Missile Command to the crappy Pac-Man. Yeah, the whole kit and caboodle. And it's a Woody. It looks like wood. Look at its Woody. And it has the similar sort of buttons on it. It works very well. And they were awful. I mean, this...
Yes.
We realized what we had. We we played these things and enjoyed them, or we just suffered through them on an Atari. I mean, we always wanted it to be as good as the arcade. It's not quite as good as the arcade, but it's acceptable.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but it's a lovely little device, and it's a lovely nostalgic throwback, and I love my old retro gaming. I'm very, very tempted to buy a big upright MAME cabinet. Yeah, I would love to have that in the corner of the room here.
How
But
much do they fetch? Are they expensive?
a decent one now. I mean, yes, you could buy a little sort of tabletop one, but I want a full stand-up cabinet. A good one, about 700, 800 quid, to maybe
Oh, that's not
to
as bad as I thought.
1200. Yeah, somewhere in and around there, really good.
Yeah.
So maybe so that's. But you know what? If you're nostalgic at all from Atari and you wanted to go back, as you know, I have my original one up here. I bought another one a while back to buy a load more games with it. But if you're nostalgic for it, for 22 quid, you know, it's nice. It's kind of
Would you not have a crack at building your own?
Do you know what? I did look at it, but I'm not that good. I'm goodish at stuff like that. You know, I could do the electronics, but getting the exact angle right of the timber cut at both sides, it would be brilliant buying all the tools. You know, the big saws, tool time, more power. You know, it'd be great doing all that, but you know, the angle of the screen, one side would be sitting at 45 degrees, one would be sitting at 45.6, and it would never quite fit, and then eventually I would just get pissed off with it and bolt it all together, and it would sort of rock a wee bit, you know, and it would...
I think you can buy the prefabricated frames.
Yeah, but I would want the lovely artwork. I mean, I really would like the original Space Invaders artwork on the side of them, you know, the big monster guy with a missile in the hand. So, yeah. But anyway, yeah, I've had lots of fun playing old Pac-Man and the old stuff there. And I'm going to, you know, and I have a good collection of all these wee mini things now. But you really did put the flavour for me up in for an Amstrad. I really want an old Amstrad again.
Yeah.
I think that's going to happen. So anyway, that's the Atari Blaze, it's called. Zavi, I don't know if Zavi's available in the States, but in the UK, again, I think this t-shirt and other bits and pieces come from Zavi. They do some good deals, but at 22 quid, that's a nice little buy for you with 60 original built-in Atari games. So enjoy.
You know, the thing about the Atari original games, they were absolute garbage.
Yeah.
They really were.
Yeah.
But back in the day, the artwork of the box
and
the guide that you got with it, I feel like that really helped sell the game, because in your head you imagined everything you saw on the front of the box in the big guides that they would have, and it helped fool you somehow into thinking that what you were playing was somehow represented by that.
Right.
It was absolute garbage. Yeah.
But but if you'd even take old 8-bit consoles like you didn't have it over there, but like the Spectrum, the ZX Spectrum over here.
ZX, yeah.
Gameplay-wise, playability, it was better than this. It was better than the Atari. I mean, it's just they weren't playable. And if you remember the controllers, they always bust the plastic thing, and you tried to fix those yourself.
Yep.
And, you know,
Yeah,
and
little
it
plastic
had,
condom
they had
sleeve.
like a little pop pad where it popped the pad down. Yeah, you remember? Yeah, but it was, you know, great days. So yeah, look, I haven't done any proper gaming. Well, I've done this is gaming, and I'm getting fit gaming every day. But I just, again, time, it's just been so friggin' crazy. It hasn't happened. So I apologize.
It does happen.
It'll get better.
That's
It will
okay.
get better. It will get better for me. It will.
It will indeed. Kim, I don't know what this game is, so I'm very curious. Big Crown Showdown.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was a Games with Gold game. Months ago probably. I don't remember because I don't remember exactly, but I remember it was a Games with Gold game. And basically all it is, it's kind of, I'm trying to think if there's another game like it, but I'm not exactly sure. Anyway, you can pick from 4 nights, and it's a like an obstacle course, a gauntlet thing where you follow and they throw barrels and giant axes and stuff at you, and the knight that can make it to the end of the course with all its lives or most of its lives wins the course, and then they add them up to 20. And the reason I played this, because there's not much to it, and the reason I played this is because it's got couch co-op. And of course Tony was here, and we're getting a little burnout with Minecraft Dungeons, so it was something different. And so we played that last night. I proceeded to kick Tony's ass 4 times. And it was hilarious because I started out terrible, and he was beating me. And we finally figured out, because, see, the camera moves. And if the camera moves too far ahead of you, your little timer starts on your guy, and if it gets down to 0, you lose a life. But if you get too far ahead of the camera, also the same thing. A little counter will start, and once the timer goes down, you lose a life. So you had to stay pretty much where the camera was moving to on the racetrack. And like I said, at the same time, there are logs like rolling down that can knock you off. Or like Tony found out last night, your opponent can sit there and smack you off the track, which he did to me multiple times. And there are switches that will make the bridge drop out from underneath you that, like, if Tony stood on it, the bridge would drop out underneath me, and then I'd die. So, I mean, if you have, like, 4 friends that want to play a game together, I can see where this would be good if you're all sitting there drinking and you take turns, like, punching each other off the track and,
That looks
you
like
know,
fun.
shit like that. Yeah, I think it would be fun. And anyway, well, Tony didn't think it was fun because, like I said, I beat him like 4 times last night, and he got kind of grumpy there towards the end. So we finally, eventually, after the 4th go round, and I won yet again, he decided that was enough. So, but yes, Big Crown Showdown, like I said, it was a game with the gold. I don't know,
Okay.
a couple of months ago.
Yeah, I see it up on screen right now. So it has that kind of isometric view.
Yep.
Kind of reminds me of like an isometric version of what was the Nintendo
Mario stuff.
There's the motorcycle game that you race the motorcycles, but it was on a 2D plane for that game.
Oh.
Okay. What the heck was it called?
I don't
Anyway.
know.
It reminds me of that.
Mhm.
Not a bad thing.
No, and like I said, if you picked it up months ago for free, well, then you're not out anything. But yeah, if, like I said, up to 4 people can play it, and I don't know.
Is
I
it-
think there's.
By the way, is it just couch co-op or is it online co-op as well?
No, it's online. It's online as well. So,
Okay.
and I think you can even like custom create maps, so you can have your own little tracks. You know, so that could be fun. I mean, because it doesn't look hard when you start out, but then to keep up with the camera and not fall behind, and then to try not to get too far up ahead of the camera, it can be a little bit of a challenge to do all that. And plus, when you've got your asshole opponent over there punching you off the track or you know, something like that, kind of like
I
Tony
love
did.
the fact that you just called your nephew an asshole.
We have no shame in this family. So, plus he was getting kind of grumpy and a little mouthy there towards the end when I won yet again. So
I love it.
it's
Love it.
amazing how competitive an 8-year-old gets when, you know, you're kicking his butt several times. So, yeah.
See, now you just need to leave little like notes for him all around the house.
Right.
You know, kicked your ass again.
Exactly. Oh, that's like he was trying to tell me he thought he was better than me at Red Dead 2, and I said, "Oh, really? Do you really want to get this one started?"
So competitive.
So yes, Big Crown Showdown. Like I said, it was free here a few months ago, so you may have picked it up, you may not have. But I think it would be good as like a multiplayer online thing. You know, like I said, you and a bunch of friends, maybe drinking, maybe not, whatever is up to you. And it's just, oh, it was fun, believe it or not. So
Do you know what?
And that's what-
Pete would be really like his chess club. Like the guys that he plays chess with. There's a photograph of his chess club on screen right now.
I've just seen that.
They can enjoy that. As a bit of downtime. When they're not like rubbing oil on each other and playing chess.
Not rubbing off on I'm not going to go there. Hey, JS Graton, by the way, coming through, big smooth.
Woohoo! Excitebike
is what I was trying to think.
Jeepers, there's a pool. That's what I was thinking of, but I thought, no way could it be that old.
Yeah.
Well, Tank Top is. Well,
yeah,
anyway.
he's getting old. Yeah, he's overtaken me.
It can't happen, Robin.
I slept in the freezer last week, so yes. I filled myself full of this wonderful. We've moved on now. We're on the Dead Man's Fingers coffee. We're finishing off that bottle. So I filled myself full of this and slept in the freezer. So I'm gaining a day a week on you at the moment. I'm glad you've.
Does he know he's muted?
Yeah, no, he's muted. He's just twatted himself out.
I did. I totally swatted myself out. But I was talking about Ori Will of the Wisps.
Okay.
And how it's a much more fun game than I ever thought. I've really been liking it. I love the fact that they actually give you fast travel points in this game.
Yeah.
That not only do you have the ability to fast travel through the map, but you can go back at any point in time to one of these fast travel points. You don't have to sometimes you have to get to a fast travel point to be able to travel to another fast travel point. Mm-hmm. So you're kind of at the mercy of the game. If you get killed before then, you're screwed. But this lets you jump right from any point in time. You can just go to the map screen and jump back to a save point, and you're good to go. And I love that about the game. It really makes it more accessible. Because there are times where I've just been hitting my head against.
Where do you go now?
Exactly. And so what I found is just sometimes just going back to areas where I haven't fully explored out, it just works better. So, I am kind of thinking this might be a game I try to 100%.
Wow.
It has the tools within it to make that, I think, possible. If it didn't have the fast travel points, no way in hell would I try to 100% this game. I don't have the patience to backtrack through all of those maps. No way would I do that. But being able to jump back and forth and seeing what I have left to do and being able to get close to that and then cruise around. Shut your mouth, Pete. Shut your pink mouth.
There is no way you're going to 100% that game.
You never know.
You'll get to the end of it. I'll tell you what, it's a big ass game, man. And I got to the end of it, and I thought I would probably 100% it, but when I got to the end of it, I was like, I can't. I'm burnt out. It's highly likely I will end up in that same boat, Pete, and I'll be sitting next to you, and I'll be thinking I need a pink sweater as well. But have you had any boss fights yet?
I have.
Yeah.
And the game does not hold back on you. And there's times where you think you can do things, and yet the reality is you're probably not equipped to do anything yet.
Yeah.
One of the things I love and I hate is I just got the ability to burrow. Apparently you can get this ability early on in the game, but I did not. And so I just now got it, and I hate that mechanic. Just because, it opens up a bunch of areas for you, but controlling yourself when you're burrowing is not exactly easy. And I'm just going to leave that right where that is. It's just not easy to control yourself when you're burrowing.
Have you come across the boss in the burrowing section?
I am at a current spot where there is they're not bosses, but it's what's the right way to say it? The mechanic is I have to go from a number of different places, burrowing into one area, into another area.
Yeah.
And part of it is I have to get enemies to track me to open up additional areas. If that's making sense.
Yeah.
And it is frustrating as all get out. So that those little elements might keep me from 100%ing this game for sure.
Yeah. The boss is just unreal, man, in that area. Jeez.
I do love this game. I really
It's great.
do. It is a great game, and it looks so fantastic, and it plays super smooth. It's on my recommend list. If you ever want something to showcase your 4K TV, this is the thing to do it on. Absolutely. And a lot of people are like, oh, what are you talking about? It's a 2D platformer. It's not. First of all, it's more like a 2.5D platformer because you kind of have depth of field, but it visually is just gorgeous. So from there, we go to Outriders. So I've been playing Outriders, went back, got into it when it launched. I decided to start all over. And previously I'd been playing a Pyromancer character. And I honestly wasn't overly enthused about it. I was kind of like, you know what? It just feels kind of like every other shooter game out there that has fire in it. You could set people ablaze. And I was just kind of like, okay. It's not exciting to me. But I got into this new play, and I went with, I think, the Trickster is the mechanic I chose, and I really, really like it. It feels very different. The mechanics that are involved with playing this class versus playing the Pyromancer, and I couldn't think of the word class, by the way. I don't know why. But playing the Trickster class, it feels different enough. It feels fun, and I also like that you can raise and lower the difficulty level in the game at will. And playing on the harder levels, or the harder world tiers as they call it, will definitely challenge you. It is a good cross between Gears and Destiny. I mean, that's the way I look at this. It's Gears and Destiny kind of had a baby. Is it perfect? No. Do they have these weird cutscenes where you're literally probably the most famous one that's being talked about is you come up to a little cavern where you have to jump, and so you get to it. It loads a cutscene showing you jumping over this little ravine, and then it goes into another loading screen and loads you back up into the game. Why they couldn't have just made that all one, like either game mechanic or just a fluid, more kind of segue into the level, I don't know. So they have some curious things they've done, but overall, it's pretty enjoyable. And I'll say the story has a little bit of Metal Gear Solid nonsense to it. Some of the characters are over the top, and you're kind of like, okay, this is not. Yeah, okay, it's Metal Gear Solid-esque. But for a game that's included in Game Pass, which I still can't believe that was the case, and we'll talk more about Game Pass, by the way, and as we get into the podcast, it's really good. I'm enjoying it, and I think here's the way I characterize Outriders. It's a good game, not a great game, but it is going to have great sales and great numbers because it launched at the right time.
I mean, it seems like it's got that kick dicks sort of terminology in it, yeah, Bulletstormy sort of thing as well, and it's sort of a B movie game. If you have a sort of a B
very much, it has a B movie story. It feels like this belongs on the Sci-Fi Channel, and in fact, what was the game? Defiance, yes.
Yep.
It's very Defiance-esque in the story.
Yep.
So maybe it's a combination of Defiance, Gears, and Destiny. But again, I think they timed this right to come out when they did because there's nothing else to play right now. And so I think a lot of people were just starving for a good game, and this happens to be good enough to where people are really enjoying it. The biggest problem they've had is servers.
As
servers have been struggling.
Martin says in the chat, it's Gears of Outriders.
Yep, Gears of Outriders. There you go.
That's good. Like that.
Although, he did say the game needs a chainsaw. I do agree. It could benefit from it. But Martin, actually, if you play the Trickster, you kind of get a chainsaw-like ability. Just saying, it's not exactly a chainsaw, but you do get to kind of slice people in half, which is very satisfying. So, but yeah, so Outriders, pleasantly surprised, pleasantly enjoying it. Glad I gave it a second chance. I do still think Pyromancer is the weakest out of all the classes to choose, just because it's going to feel, I think, very samey, and the others are more unique. And so I would also say give it a try, especially if you have Game Pass. There's no reason not to.
Cool. Excellent stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's it for the games. Why don't we jump into some news? Let's talk about it. There's a lot to talk about.
Absolutely.
That's just really one big thing to talk about.
Here is the fucking news.
So to start the news, I'll actually give a news PSA for the gaming community, and that is that we have fired back up the Minecraft server. Phil Olsen wanted us to make sure we mentioned it. It is out there now, so our I forgot what the name of it is, what our community Minecraft realm is, but it's out there. Reach out to Phil. He'll get you in, and you can go do Minecraft stuff. I never got into that game.
And it's the original map that we all worked on about a year ago, so all of those buildings are there. All your work is still there. My house is still there. It needs to go and get finished. So
someone needs to go shit on your lawn.
Probably have. Anyway, so yeah, if we can't get Phil, contact anybody here, and we'll get you sorted out with that. It's good fun. Just even if you're going to walk around and have a look.
Don't contact me.
No, because you know
I'll
nothing.
literally get you nowhere in this game.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's start off the news. First news story up. Halo Infinite delayed until 2022.
Fucking hell.
April Fools.
Oh. Got me again.
So this was actually, I put this in here only because I laughed because the big news site Kotaku, who we hold in high regard as they've broken all of these in-depth stories about developers being abused and things like that, and they got basically hook, line, and sinker on this. They fell for it. They posted a big story about the game being delayed, and it was actually just an April Fool's post on Twitter, and they didn't bother trying to fact check it. So I loved seeing that happen, that they actually got spoofed instead of gamers, which normally usually happens. So that said, the next story is E3 2021. The organizers confirm it is an all-digital event, but it will be 100% free. Now, this is actually part of our April Fool's continued coverage, because there was a post on April Fool's that said it will be a paid event and that people will have to pay to get into the E3 digital event. And so the ESA came forward. They said, no, the show is free for all attendees, and that there will be no elements at E3 2021 that will be behind a paywall. So that is not a story. The story is E3 will be virtual again, but it will be E3. So I'm really hoping we get a more concise week of announcements, similar to what we used to get with E3. I really feel, I just feel like this past summer, not having that just sucked. It just, I mean, we had kind of press events here and there. They kind of got spread out, but it just didn't have the same oomph. It just, there was never a moment to truly get excited for, oh, this is E3 week. I just felt like that was missing. And so I really welcome its return.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on E3? I mean, are you glad at least it's coming back?
I am.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, E3, we have never been, but we want EGX to come on again. We really do.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you guys will get an opportunity to have an EGX in person again sometime soon. I think it'll come back eventually.
It's in the calendar, isn't it, for this year still? October.
I actually don't know, Pete.
I think it is, yeah. Yeah, it's still at the end of October. It's still there at the XL. I don't know about
2021
numbers and stuff, but by that time, you could probably get. Did it say what was it 10,000 or something like that? It's not going to be many, but
hey,
who knows?
For EGX Super Spreader event, come everybody, come on.
Okay, well, EGX is planned for the XL in London for the 7th to 10th of October. They do have a Rezzed in Tobacco Dock in London, which is I've been to, which is a good venue, between the 15th to the 17th of July, and then there's an online thing in April. So yes, wow, okay.
I'd be less likely to go to the one in July, but October, especially if there's less people, the queues will be a lot easier to manage for playing your big titles. But instead of like me and Joshua standing in a queue for Avengers for 2 hours.
Yeah. Yes, thank you for taking that hit, by the way.
Right.
That worked out well.
It could be advantageous, I think, going, but and it'll be way past the where everything lifts. So I don't know. It still could be in the making, that.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I need that alcohol in my.
Yeah. I think we all just want a return to normal, and I think these shows were absolutely part of our normal. So let's hope. Let's keep our fingers crossed.
I think I just need to see all of Robin again.
Nobody needs to see
all of me.
I need that conversation again.
I anytime I see him break out that rubber horse head, and I just have nightmares, legitimate nightmares. All right, we mentioned Avengers, by the way, and how that turned out. Not so great. CD Projekt Red also had a game launch this year that was not so great in that Cyberpunk. Although the PC version was really good, the console version certainly struggled. Well, one of the things that was always part of their roadmap was multiplayer. And unfortunately, now, given all of the challenges they've had, not only from the troubled release, but then the stupid hacking and hostaging of the game code, they now have come forward saying that they're reconsidering what multiplayer will look like. And that for right now, that plan is kind of put to the side. And I think the reality is Cyberpunk's not going to see a multiplayer mode come forward. And I think that's okay. I think at this point, maybe cut your bait and move on to the next project. They've got other things in the works. So maybe they just let Cyberpunk live, get out the next gen patch. That's one thing I'm waiting for. And just really polish up the game that is there, not worrying about trying to add extra modes to it. Anybody else? Am I the only one that has Cyberpunk?
Yeah,
I've got it.
Yeah.
I've still not played it.
I think we're all in that boat.
I think I'm gonna wait until. I think I'm definitely gonna get one of these digital Xbox Series S's.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna wait until I've exhausted Valhalla, and got off chess. Okay. I don't think I'm going to get off chess. But
I don't think you're going to get off chess, dude.
No, but
I'll be able to find chess on it.
I'll get through Valhalla, and I think I'll take the plunge then and go for it. And maybe Cyberpunk will play better on it by the time I do that. But who knows?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it played decently on the Series X. I actually had no complaints. It was just I knew there was going to be a next gen patch. Yeah. And I played around with the character creator for scientific reasons.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
And then I just really did get into the game after that. I got sidetracked. Hitman 3 actually is what pulled me away from Cyberpunk. By the way, still a great game that you can play this year. Okay, the biggest story.
So I believe I believe they've done some lovely patches for Cyberpunk this week, which went very wrong. It fixed a lot of stuff.
Did they go wrong?
It fixed stuff, but broke a lot of stuff at the same time.
Oh. Well, yeah, maybe that's another reason why they're just saying, you know what, that's it, no multiplayer.
We're done.
Because I know that they released the 1.2 patch, and it was like 274 different things that were listed as far as like fixes went within the game. It was a laundry list of things, and that's sad to hear that some of it broke. Maybe. Oh well. Okay, well, let's talk about the big news that hit. So Friday morning, a tweet goes out that MLB The Show 21 is not only coming to Xbox this year, which is the first. We're literally getting a Sony-developed game on an Xbox console, but it not only is coming to the console, but it's coming to Game Pass day one. This set the internet ablaze. I mean,
wow!
It was funny just to sit in and watch the tweets and the rage, and also, people just amazed because you had Sony fanboys just absolutely pissed off. You had Xbox fans and Game Pass fans were just like, "Oh my god, I can't believe this is actually happening." And I think everybody at first was just like, how and why how could they get Sony to do this? But once you start to understand, and I didn't even understand the real business back end of this deal, is that MLB The Show 21 is being published by Sony on the PlayStation consoles, but for anything else, it's being actually published by MLB. So Sony doesn't have a say in what MLB does.
Yeah.
And so
well,
Microsoft.
Do you know what?
Microsoft straight up went to MLB and cut a deal to put it on Game Pass day one.
MLB have lost some fans this week. Let's not go into that.
But they've gained some fans. Well, yeah. Sorry. I know what you're going with there, Robin. Sorry. Well, they might have gained some fans too. You never know.
You never know.
But the game MLB The Show 21 most certainly has gained a ton of fans, and that it's going to be on Game Pass day one. I think this is an interesting time for Sony, because Sony has been very resistant. Obviously, they don't want to put their first-party games day one on PlayStation Now. They've talked about it. I just wonder how long they can hold out with that stance. Because in basically 1 month's time period, we have had not only Outriders, which is, for all intents and purposes, a AAA game launched day one into the platform. We're getting MLB The Show launching in April, day one, on Game Pass. We're going to get Halo Infinite day one on Game Pass. So that right there, you just have 3 AAA games day one on Game Pass. And I know, early on in the days of Game Pass, a lot of people said, oh, it's just going to be shovelware. It doesn't feel like it's shovelware at this point. Microsoft has dedicated real resources to making this, a real Netflix, if you will, for gaming. And I think this is kind of one of those watershed moments for the service that kind of puts it into the status of this is truly game-changing at this point. It is reshaping gaming as we know it. That's my soapbox. I don't know if anybody disagrees, anybody feels the same.
Baseball puts me to sleep.
Right.
It's one sport I've always wanted to know the rules to, so I'm looking forward to having a go.
It's rounders. We know rounders, don't we?
Yeah, but baseball's played different to that, isn't it?
It's rounders. 3 hits and you're out. Run round and score. Yay!
Yeah, there's bases and but no.
And then if you hit it hard enough, it hits the train that goes past at the back.
Well, that's factually accurate. Yes,
Yeah?
There's always a train at the baseball stadiums.
And sometimes the Queen gets out of the stadium and tries to shoot people because she's been programmed. I
kind of want to play the game.
You got it, Kim. You got it. Yeah, very good. Wow, Greg, you're a handsome dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess the net of this though is again, Game Pass is proving to be a force within the gaming industry.
Yeah.
It'll be. People said it wasn't going to be sustainable. It feels very much like they are sustaining this so far.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Hope so.
I think their heels are firmly dug into the ground now.
Yeah, I do kind of hope they get to the point of killing off Xbox Live Gold, because I feel like it's a distraction at this point. They, by the way, part of something we didn't talk about last weekend. I guess they are beta testing right now in one of the the Xbox Live rollout programs that they're testing free chat free multiplayer. I mean, basically kind of stripping Xbox Live Gold of everything and just having it be out there as part of being in the Xbox ecosystem.
Oh.
I think that's another step in getting Xbox Live Gold killed.
Yeah, well, makes sense.
But anyway.
Somebody mentioned the Broncos in the chat. Martin.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry, Martin, we're going to ban you now.
I will say this, Martin. Playing baseball in a video game is very different than watching it on TV. In fairness, I don't find baseball terribly fun to watch from a television standpoint. I think it's actually probably the most boring sport to watch. Cricket probably beats it, but they're boring sports to watch on TV. But playing is different.
So, Greg, tell us about this photograph. When was this photograph taken?
That photograph was actually taken.
You're a handsome man. That's what I meant.
No. That photograph was taken the day my son was conceived.
Yeah, that's why you looked happy.
Absolutely. That was July 4th. I was supposed to be going to a wedding with my now wife, Cindy. And instead we went and sidetracked. We didn't go to the wedding. We went wine tasting. We had a great time. And
so was this before or after the fact?
Or after the fact of what?
You know.
Oh, this is pre. This is definitely before.
The deed of seed. The seed deed.
We are having lunch at in Los Gatos at a
Mexican, northern Mexican place.
No, California Pizza Kitchen. We were outside on the outdoor patio.
Okay. Patty had accommodated somewhere.
Yep. There you go.
Patty.
All right.
Very good. Okay.
It's time to move on. Looks like we have an email. Is this new?
We do. It arrived in just after the show last week, or around the show. It's from Cosegan, Simon Kempster.
All right. Walk it down.
Hey, guys and girls. I'm Greg. Thought I'd let you know that I'm still around. Thank God you're still alive, Simon. And listening to the podcast. In fact, with not having to commute for the last year, I've not been listening to any other podcasts. I fear for your soul. I got some statistics from Sony regarding my playtime last year. I'll just give you the highlights. Apparently, I played on 329 days last year out of the 366 in the year. That fooled me, Simon. That fooled me because I got leap year. That's what it was. Mm-hmm. I doubted my sense of reality about how many days of the year there were. My total playtime was over 600 hours, 450 of which was on The Crew 2, a game which I got the Platinum Trophy in September 2018, and I'm still playing it almost daily. Do you know what? Guilty pleasures, nothing wrong with it.
No, not at all.
Yeah. Just like Pete is my guilty pleasure, and I play with him every day.
Who doesn't love a little pink?
I bought him the top he's wearing. He's so pretty. My second.
He's my only subscriber on my OnlyFans.
My second most played game of the year was Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remasters at 37 hours, though I forgot to send in a victory achieved for it. Do you know what, Simon? I'm sorry, mate. That was maybe the biggest mistake of your quarter, because you might have won. Oops. You might have won, but you didn't put your entry in. And tonight we've got a winner. I'm planning on getting a PS5 at some point. Okay, we will still be friends.
Could be nothing wrong with that email now.
As they're so difficult to get a hold of at the moment, a bit like myself, I've got myself a third monitor to go on my home PC. Forza Horizon 4 looks really good on it too, right? I had to drop down the quality from Ultra at 1920 by 1080 to High at 5760 to 1080. These are terms. These are terms, people. We like terms. Though I can't say as I've noticed any difference. This is on a GTX 1070 and a Ryzen 7 1700 machine, which I bought 3.5 years ago.
I feel like there was a typo in there somewhere because Ultra at 1920 by 1080 seems like lower resolution than 5760 by 1080. Just saying. Something is off there.
You're so anal.
Too right.
Well, Pete.
Damn it. He's all about the back passage, and that's only where I put my bins out.
You got to
No,
pay
do you-
attention to the back end, man. I'm just
No,
saying.
do you pull off smiles like that? Like that previous photo.
Yes. Anyway,
You like it.
he says it's holding up well, and some of us need medical assistance for that. So, well done. That's it for now. I've gone on for long enough. No, you haven't. You can keep going. You keep making the podcast, and I'll keep listening to it. I'll probably send you an email in another year or so. Simon Kosigan on PSN. Simon, do you know what, mate? You do that because we'll still be here in a year or so. So you send it in. It's lovely to get emails. Thank you very much, Simon. And it is amazing that people have been with us for years and years and years and years and years and years and years.
No,
It's cool.
Absolutely.
So thank you.
You know, one thing that Sony did, I liked it better than what. So Microsoft did something similar, but I liked the way Sony laid it out. I thought the total hours played, and they kind of had this kind of, it felt more detailed end of the year wrap up that they sent off to you. So well done, though.
But did Microsoft not send you the email with all of those details on it as well?
It wasn't. It was similar, but it's different. I mean, the stats they put out there weren't quite the same as what Sony did, and I like the way Sony laid theirs out better. Just being honest.
All right. Okay.
I think you can get some good stats on that trueachievements.com though. I think that's pretty
No,
cool.
absolutely. That's probably the best place to get those kind of stats from.
Yeah.
I just wish the consoles did it better. Like I think the PS5 now, I could be wrong, but I think they track that stuff like kind of live. I wish when you looked at your achievements and stuff.
But you can. You go into it shows you your hours and times and all of that stuff there now.
Does it show your total hours played? I don't know if it shows it total hours
I'm
played.
throwing
for the game.
grapes at you now. Throwing grapes at the screen. I'm hitting your
If
head.
that's the case, I haven't seen it. If that is,
I hit your head
they have it
again.
being tracked now.
Oh,
Great.
180! Right, one more. Go for the bullseye now. Oh, got him again! Yeah! Screen destroyed. God damn it.
All right.
Okay,
enough of that. Simon, thank you for sending the email.
Thank you,
Please
man.
do send more. We will definitely read them. Maybe we'll have somebody else read it that actually can read English in a proper way for you. In the meantime, Kim, let's talk about new releases. Let's talk about the games we get to play in the coming week.
Alrighty. Yes, your new releases for April 3rd through the 10th are Lost Words Beyond the Page for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC on April 6th. Oddworld Soulstorm for the PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, PC on April 6th. Before Your Eyes for the PC on April 8th. And The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 4 for the Switch and PC on April 9th. Those are your new releases.
And by the way, do not buy Oddworld Soulstorm if you have PS Plus.
Exactly.
Plus.
Yep.
Interesting. There you go.
Indeed.
Don't forget about the Minecraft Realm.
Of course.
All right, we're going to do Victory Achieved.
Did you say Realm?
Yep.
Fucking flowers again, isn't it? You fucking bastards. Ow.
Hey, Robin.
I'm injured.
Let's talk about victories achieved.
Okay,
Let's
God damn
have
it.
that
It's that time. The quarter has finished. The quarter quail is done. And we have a winner tonight. So Victory Achieved is a way to win money by finishing games. And all you have to do is take a photograph of yourself with the credits in the background going up behind you. And you take a lovely photograph of you and your phallus and everything, your breasticles and all of that stuff. Just take a photograph and send it to me. That's at OC_podcast with the hashtag Victory Achieved. And you'll be entered into a draw for $20, £15, or my hotel key room. My room key. Key room.
Do not send pictures of your breasticles.
Okay. There are two people finished games this week, and they're both the same person. That's John Mouse, and he finished Mafia Definitive Edition, and the other person was John Mouse, and he finished the original Doom from 1993. Good finish.
Wow.
Good call.
Yes.
Good call.
And he had a very, a lot of complimentary things to say about the original Doom game, which I don't know that I would have given those kind of comments.
Why not?
I didn't find the original Doom game to be that great.
Huh.
Eh.
He did. He said he finally really enjoyed it. I mean, really enjoyed it. Wow, I couldn't get anywhere on that game without cheating. Well done, was some of the comments. He said the maze-like labyrinth for puzzles was the hardest part. Once I got into the habit of dodge, walk backwards and shoot, the combat was like a dance. A dance with guns. Yeah, it's like a dance with guns. Yeah, it's just the same as my friend Pedro, except from 1993 and absolutely nothing like it. So I think you're being really unfair on John Mouse, because he didn't say lots of complimentary things. He said it was like a dance. He liked to dance, Greg. You like to dance.
That's true. I do like to dance. John Mouse also went on Twitter and he talked about his love for the VG Hub community. It made me want to barf. So, we had disparaging things to say about John Mouse after that tweet as well. I think John should take himself off of Twitter. I don't think it's doing himself any good. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, so look, we have a winner. So the end of the quarter has done. It is finished. It is complete. And out of hundreds and hundreds, nay, thousands, nay, millions of games completed in the last 3 months all over the world, the ones
going a little far.
The ones that we focused on, out of those things over there, beside the erasers, beside the pencil sharpeners, just below the bunnies, those are the people that finished those games, and purely by random, by the machine we did earlier on. It was monitored by the same people that do the monitoring for the National Lottery. We chose a winner, and that winner who wins £15 or $20 or my hotel room key is Mr.
Wait.
Okay.
Robin, how do you not have an envelope? How do you not have an envelope ready for this? This should be a momentous moment. You have to undo the envelope. You've already opened it up, obviously. You've read the official tally.
Yeah.
It would have been nice to have a little bit of secrecy surprise for this, but no, you just...
It's here. It is here. It's in my... I keep it in my bum cheeks. It's just...
Okay, all right. Oh, okay, good. All right.
And the winner that smells really good
God.
is Mr. Killer Crunky for finishing Super Mario Odyssey on the 6th of March. Mr. Killer Cranky, you just look like the Prime Minister, whatever she's called, of Scotland, one of the Crankies. It's fantastic. We will be in touch and we'll ask you what you want, whether you want £15 or $20 or my hotel room key, and we'll get that sorted for you. But for the people and all the other people, that would be John Mouse and John Mouse that finished games this week, we get to play the sound of a strangled ginger.
You all have a victory's achieved. Victory's achieved. You have one. A victory's achieved.
That just sounds like a strangled ginger.
I'd rather win the post-it note that you've just pulled out your bum crack.
Sure, it's all a laugh, isn't it? It's all a bit of fun.
I don't know what I'm more disturbed by, the fact that he shoved it down there or that he smelt it afterwards.
Hey, you gotta love yourself before you can love other people.
Well, he's got a point there, I'm guessing.
Amazingly, all of our viewers have left. All right. Congratulations, Mr. Killer Cranky. You indeed have won a substantial victory achieved from Robin's ass. Oh my goodness. Hey, if you have made it this far into the podcast, one, thank you. Thank you for just staying with us. It's a Saturday edition. What can we say? We're having fun. Join us next week. We will be back on Sunday
with a scratch and sniff.
Scratch and sniff. This is going to be the scratch and sniff episode. Absolutely.
Hey, did I ever talk about the company that years ago that I went to do business with that made little girls, made stockings and tights? And the owner, I met the director of the company, and he was telling me about they made scratch and sniff tights for young girls. They had strawberries and bananas and different bits and pieces, and they had to take them off the market and cost. He was more annoyed that they cost him a fortune because of all the work they'd done. He couldn't find out what the problem was. I'm sitting there going,
how'd you know that being a problem from like the get-go?
Like
the moment somebody said,
Uncle George, they've got a strawberry. Let me scratch and sniff that one. Can you Jesus. Anyway, yeah. Yeah.
Well,
anyway.
On that note,
no.
we're gonna wrap this show up.
Yeah.
All right. Yes, join us next week. We will be on Sundays again at OC Podcast, at OC_podcast on Twitter, Facebook, fb.ocpod.com. Come check us out. We're on Twitch. We're on YouTube. We also will jump into your ear through audio subscription services or non-subscription services. We're just out there. We're everywhere.
Everywhere.
Literally everywhere. And probably in your nightmares at this point. You're welcome. Let's start it off. Kim.
Yes.
Please.
All right.
Shout out anybody. I don't care who.
All right. I'm going to shout out our shatters. We've had Rain God Zippo, Big Smooth, and Martin has all been in there. I imagine that's because it's Saturday and nobody else knew we were showing up. So, hey, surprise, we're here. Shout out to you guys as always. It was fun. Oh dear God, was it hilarious. And subscribe to Pete's OnlyFans because apparently all he's got is Robin and
Durex.
Yeah, right. Everybody have a good week, and we'll see you next time. Over to you there, Pete.
I'm going to shout out my son, Leo. He's had a bit of a busy week. He's had to go to school 5 days this week, which is what children are experiencing at the moment after having so much time off school. But he's recently, or this week, got his diagnosis for autism, and we kind of like, Leo's a quirky kid. He's amazing. We just wanted the support there for him at school and for his education going on into the future, and that was one thing that that we thought, well, I hate labeling people, and I never want to label him with it really. It's just Leo to me, but at least having that, at least I know his future is going to be at least monitored, and he's going to be looked after at school. And it's this week on April 2nd was the Autism Awareness Day across the world, and he took his little book to school that the doctor had given him, and I think he was. Did
he have his odd socks on? Did he? Did he have his odd socks? Yeah.
And
we all did that.
Yeah, he's had a busy week, let's say. So I'm going to shout Leo out.
That warms my heart.
Yep. So I'll hand you over to Robin.
All right. Well, yeah. That was a fun show. Okay, it was a fun show. Fun show, and so let me step out of fun show and go to serious Rob for a second.
Is that possible?
We'll see. From all of us on the show, we'd like to throw our arms around Phil, our good friend Phil, this week, because he's had a death in the family this week, a close family. His brother-in-law passed away due to COVID. So we're very sorry for that. He was a 47-year-old man. He had no underlying symptoms, and it took him very quickly. And so, although we jest earlier on about getting things opened up, we still mean to be responsible about that sort of stuff. So to Phil and to your wife, and to your family. We are very, very sorry for your loss. Also, to our other wonderful friend, Mark, he's having a really hard time again, and Jenny's not that well, so and she has some challenges with her health. So positive thoughts to Mark Wright and his family from everybody, please. That would be really, really good.
Yes.
So yeah. On a more upbeat thing, Judith's ventures with her two sisters, Love, Share and Foster, _ Love, Share and Foster, which is a fostering support group, because people give us kids to look after. It's weird. How can you imagine?
You do? Me?
Yeah. So we had people here today. We had a load of folk, cousins, and Judith's two sisters now fosters. So they're all in our support group. So they're all round, and there was tons of kids here. It was lovely, a good day here, and we're giving young kids a chance to have a good life and a good start. But if you ever thought about it, go to _ Love, Share and Foster on Instagram. See the girls there, my wife Judith, Gillian and Valerie, and they're having a great old time, and they're talking about all sorts of stuff that you wouldn't hear from a social worker. So the real things that are happening about fostering, if you want that information. So have a look there at Love, Share and Foster. My guys here are wonderful. Greg DeLacy, you're gorgeous, stunning and beautiful. Kim knows what that means. Guys, I love this. These are fun. It's wonderful. And I look forward to it again next week. I look forward every week. And I love the bit of silliness. So it's lovely.
Right.
So thank you, everybody, and all the listeners and all the people. And Simon for writing in. For Brian Hamilton, it's his birthday. You old fart. I love it that we're all old farts together. It's fantastic. By the way, last night I had a lot of alcohol. I had Stilton cheese and several other cheeses, and I had a Chinese meal. And seriously, it was like the Exxon Valdez this morning when I went to the toilet.
Yes.
I was an exclusion zone all of my own. Avoid that at all costs. So thank you for listening to me. Thank you. You are enlightened. You're educated in all things gaming and all things life in general. And you are lovely. And I love it that you learn from me. So emulate me in your life and you'll be fine. Greg DeLacy, take us home. I'm so humble.
Everybody is a little bit dumber after listening to that. So one, by the way, when I heard you talking about Judith and talking about being a foster, and you're like, if you're ever considering doing it, I really, really anticipated you saying don't. But
Right.
you didn't. You have taken that on, Robin, and you and Judith deserve huge props for that.
Speak to Judith. Speak to my wife. If you want to look. Yeah, if you're interested and you don't want to speak to me,
yes.
Because I'm not the one to speak to Judith. Contact Judith.
Yeah. But no, so big props to you and Judith for sure, as well as her sisters for taking that all on. As you already mentioned, absolute heartfelt love and just nothing but good thoughts for Pete. For Phil. I looked at Pete. He looks like he's frozen again.
Yeah, he has, didn't he? But that is a move.
His eyeballs are moving.
Pete has a knack. I know. Pete has a knack. He literally can just appear so still. I think his camera's frozen again, and so I was looking at him and just subliminally.
I did it a lot at school and throughout all of my education, and people will go, "Are you okay, Pete?" "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just listening." Like, I don't know what people expect me to do. Do they want me to just dance on the table? I'm listening to what's being said and watching.
We expect you to blink once in a while.
I was good at that too. That was another thing I was good at.
Anyway, look, Phil and Mark, our hearts and prayers out to both of you. We love you guys. We are in your corner. I don't know that there's much more to say other than I love this podcast family. I love what we do on an ongoing basis. We have fun. It's all about the community. So, when we get a Simon emailing in, when we get people in the chat taking part, when we have people engage us on Twitter, it's all good. So it just reminds you of all of the good things in life, and so we'd absolutely appreciate that. And I'm not.
Hello.
I was gonna say I'm not one to label people, but Ginger, we love you. Mexican Irishman, I love you too. And our toaster queen, again,
Pirate on there.
our
Who's that fat pirate on the Twitch feed?
It's
Robin.
Captain Pugwash.
Captain Pugwash. All right, no, we have fun. Look, it is all about having fun. So come back, have fun with us again. We're in a touch but do not tell state of mind. So there you go. On that note, Robin, let's shut this off.
Thank you for listening to the Overseas Connection podcast. See you same time next week.